I know you specifically have circled a lot of teams as we look forward to this upcoming season, and you think they could certainly make a huge adjustment, huge step forward momentum now from last season to this season. Specifically, I saw a breakdown that you did on the New York Football Jets, 16-1 to win their division. Am I reading this correctly? Are you backing the Jets to win the AFC East?
Oh, no, God, no. They can't win the division. I'm just looking at teams that were in last place last year in the AFC. And I'll do the NFC next week. We'll talk about that. And what's their odds to finish in first place? Because we see these first worst stories in the NFL every year.
Every single year.
Unfortunately, not going to be that team. They're not going to be nowhere close. See, the problem with the Jets is a lot of people are optimistic about New York.
I'm just happy. I thought I was going crazy for a second.
No, it's all good.
Like, I know you're a New York guy, but am I reading
No.
right?
I don't fool with New York football teams. Just the baseball team, Sara. That's the one that
Cowboys
wins.
Guy,
Yeah.
So, of course, you're a Cowboys guy.
How about them Cowboys? Here's the deal, right? When you look at the New York Jets, there's optimism about what they can do offensively. We saw Wilson play well towards the end of last season. You know, the pieces that they have with Garrett Wilson coming in, and you know the guys they added last year, the young players on offense. But the Jets' problem is they don't play no defense. Last or next to last in about every defensive category. And Sara, the issue with that is the dude they brought in to be the head coach is a defensive guy. That's like hiring an accountant that doesn't know mathematics. So you got a defensive-minded head coach, but your defense is near the bottom. So the Jets are going to have to get better defensively. I think a good way to play the Jets this year is to play the over in their games and to fade them versus AFC East opponents.
That checks out.
Yes.
Certainly. And I got to read the rest of your series because I love the angle, though, of just trying to break down worst finishing teams and trying to figure out who's going to be this year's Cincinnati Bengals. That would have been quite a prediction last year. I don't think I heard anyone take the Bengals to win the AFC North. That was just an absolutely stacked division. Everybody thought that was a 3-team race, and the 4th team won. So it just goes to unpredictability of the AFC in general. And the AFC this year, there seems to be a hot team among the kind of early, better, sharp folks that I talk to, and it is the Baltimore Ravens. A lot of people expecting this team to bounce back largely because of players coming off of injuries. Sara, you're bullish on the Ravens this year as well, right? Yes. And as someone from Baltimore who's got a finger on the pulse of the team, I pay attention when Sara's bullish on the Ravens. What is your read on this team, and can they win the AFC North after what was a disappointing 2021 campaign? Yeah,
well, obviously, people may not notice, but the Baltimore Ravens actually finished last in the AFC North last season. They tied same record with the Cleveland Browns, but Baltimore only won one game versus a division opponent last year. Now, most of their games versus the division came toward the end of the season when Lamar Jackson was injured. The Lamar Jackson injury, the J.K. Dobbins injury, all the injuries in the secondaries, but really what slowed Baltimore down. At one point, this team was 8-3, and they were the number 1 seed in the AFC. Lamar gets hurt; they couldn't pull it together no more. Now they are tied. They are tied with Cincinnati Bengals with the shortest odds to win the AFC North. I think the Baltimore Ravens are the class of the AFC North. The thing that I think they get back to playing good defense, even though I'm a big fan of Wink Martindale, he's not going to be there. But I think Harbaugh, that culture. But here's the deal: they gotta switch up the offense. The 2019 Ravens offense is not no more. And I think the best way that they do that is by putting Lamar Jackson under center. He can handle it. I think it's something that needs to be done. So if we see a different offense from the Baltimore Ravens, I think we can see a Baltimore Raven team that plays to the AFC Championship game.
Yeah, I'm extremely bullish on the Baltimore Ravens to win their division, plus 200 to win the AFC North. I took the over on their win total as well. And just to reiterate exactly who they're getting back: J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, Marcus Peters, and of course, as you mentioned, their QB and Lamar Jackson finishing the season with an injury. And another team that I am not necessarily high on in a division that I don't have the best read on, and I've been extremely honest about that, is the AFC South. And as we're kind of talking about teams that go from worst to first, the Jaguars certainly fit that script. A lot of changes upcoming with them now with Doug Peterson as their head coach. What will Trevor Lawrence do with his first year under his belt, rather? What do you make of the Jacksonville Jaguars? Is there a way that you think we can attack this team for the next season?
Well, they're going to be better just off the strength of Urban Meyer not being in the building no more. So that's going to make them better from the jump. So now you bring in Doug Peterson, who's had luck with quarterbacks, obviously taking the Philadelphia Eagles to a Super Bowl. What you really want to see from the Jacksonville Jaguars is improvements on offense, and that's why Peterson was there. What do they have in Trevor Lawrence? What do they have in Chenault? Or Travis Etienne gets, to make his debut after being injured his entire rookie season. So I think there's optimism to be had. And one thing I'll say about the AFC South, let's just say, knock on wood, week 1, Matt Ryan gets injured. Then this division is really.
We can't knock on wood for someone to get injured. That's not how that works.
No, I mean, like, knock on wood. I don't want Matt Ryan to get injured.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want Matt. I'm big into the Colts.
I'm very happy you clarified that, Corey. I'm very excited because I'm like, we're not going down that avenue, Corey.
But knock on wood. Let's just say something happens to Matt Ryan. And
knock on wood. Yeah.
Then that division is wide open.
That's very true.
At 7-1, I don't know if it's worth a sprinkle at that. But this is a division where I could see an injury can cause turnover in the way the standings play out. But right now, I don't think the Jaguars, as it stands right now, have enough Indianapolis Colts, in my opinion, class of this division. And one thing about the Tennessee Titans, yes, Ryan Tannehill, they let us down in the postseason last year, but Mike Vrabel is a hell of a head coach. He's going to have that team ready to play. And really, last season, no team had more impressive wins than the Titans. So it's going to be hard to get over the hump in this division, especially if everybody stays healthy, including Matt Ryan.
Yeah. Oh, that's fair. Everything broke correctly for the Titans. I agree. And Matt Ryan, he may be able to stay healthy. He may be washed, though. So we'll see. I haven't made my mind up about the Colts yet, even though I know a lot of people are very, very, very positive about Matt Ryan. We'll see. AFC West.
Have an amazing year.
Well, you think? Yeah.
Those check downs with no big time wide receiver, he's going to go crazy.
Just so many completions. It's going to be incredible. AFC West is tougher. Baby Nemo's tough to kind of wrap your brain around. We had effectively three playoff teams with Chargers and Raiders playing for the final playoff spot in the final game of the regular season last year, and then the mighty Kansas City Chiefs, who, opinions vary on the Chiefs this season after what was a unimpressive dispatching at the hands of the Cincinnati Bengals in the AFC Championship game. The last place team, however, upgraded the most significantly of any of these teams, and that was because they moved on from Drew Lock and brought in Russell Wilson. Tough to find a bigger upgrade at the quarterback across the NFL. Do you think ultimately
moving on from Drew Lock? By the way, this doesn't even sound normal.
Yeah, I mean, look, Corey brought it up. Jags was addition by subtraction, moving on from Urban Meyer to Doug Peterson. Addition by subtraction, moving on from Drew Lock, plus addition by addition, presumably with Russell Wilson. What is your temperature on the Denver Broncos, and do you think they did enough in terms of coaching and quarterback upgrade to compete in a very challenging AFC West?
AFC West is so interesting. I mean, it's really going to be the most interesting division in the NFL, maybe ever this year. When you look at just pure division, this is a division that has two Super Bowl winning quarterbacks in the division. It's the only division in the NFL that has that, with Russell Wilson and Patrick Mahomes. Now, the way the bettors are betting this division right now, they're betting on the Chargers and the Broncos. And I'm like, man, I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, so I know what it's like to be good on paper. And the Denver Broncos are good on paper. You know what I'm saying? But we got to see how that translates. You still got new head coach, new quarterback. Yeah, it's talent, but this is all new pieces, right? And then you look at the division. You got two new head coaches, and then you got a second-year head coach who go for it on 4th and 13 on his own 5-yard line. And then you got Andy Reid. But Andy Reid is the guy that's being slept on. I understand the Kansas City Chiefs don't have Tyreek Hill this season, which could be a difference maker. But I would bet that the Chiefs would figure this out. I like the Raiders as well, bringing in Devontae Adams to go with Derek Carr. Mm-hmm. So I think the division is Kansas City, Las Vegas. And then we see what we have with the Broncos and Chargers. Can the Broncos win this division? Yeah, I think they can. As a matter of fact, at PointsBet, they are the team that's second bet to win this division behind the Chargers, who people are betting on the most. I wouldn't look past the two teams that made the playoffs in this division last year with the Chiefs and the Raiders. But can the Broncos do it? I just don't like these teams that make these big changes in their first years. I think the Broncos are going to be a good team. I think they'll be improved. I see them being a playoff team, a division champion? I don't think so, not yet.
Yeah, this is a defense in the Broncos that gave up the third fewest points last season. I love the addition of Russell Wilson, as does everybody else that watches football, and I like their new head coach move. This is a division, and I know Drew and I have certainly talked about it. This is a division where you could really wait and see and get better prices, because I think really any team can win the AFC West this upcoming season. So awesome breakdown. We can kind of follow the numbers as the season goes on and try to get the best price.
That Raiders number is good right now, though.
Yeah, it sure is. You're looking at plus 650. For an extremely competitive division. Hey, Corey's on Twitter. If you're not following him, please do so at the Fantasy Exec. You can see all of his plays with the NBA and NFL. And maybe if you're lucky, the Exec on Ice will come out and his NHL plays will be there as well.
We'll have a pick for the Stanley Cup champion. We'll have a pick for the Stanley Cup next week.
Okay. The Exec on Ice doing what he does best. Hey, Corey, thank you very much.
Drew, Sara, always a good time.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for all the latest fantasy and sports betting advice from NBC Sports Edge. And don't forget to sign up for NBC Sports Edge Plus to get the best-in-class draft guides, as well as season-long fantasy, DFS, and sports betting tools that will give you the edge.